flipping through the newspapers, switching through multiple news channels, exploring different websites and online mediums for relevant news? Keeping up to date with important news is not only time-consuming but also requires meticulous upkeep of notes for thorough revision. With a limited period in hand and abundant resources to study from, do not let current affairs come in the way of your prelims success. Join the PT 365 program by Vision IAS and advance in your preparation for current affairs. Starting on 9th January at 5 p.m., this 20-day course offers comprehensive coverage of 1 year of current affairs in 60 hours. Join for improved knowledge with complete coverage of The Hindu, Indian Express, PIB, Economic Times, Yojana, Economic Survey, etc. Doubt-clearing sessions and mentoring for thorough knowledge. Access to Sandhan personalized test with 25,000 plus questions. Access to live and online classes for flexibility in timing. It's time to devote your energy to smart learning and not running. Enroll today and excel in UPSC prelims with a strong command of current affairs.
Hello and welcome to this edition of News Today. Without delay, let's have a look at the headlines first. Protein deficiency haunts rural India despite accessible and affordable nutrition, says ICRI SAT study. Parliamentary committee recommends measures to deal with stubble burning and related issues. India's potential in the sphere of bioenergy highlighted during India Energy Week 2025. UNESCO launches Imagine a World with More Women in Science campaign. Efforts are being made to preserve the immortal marks of archaeological sites. In our first news for the day, we shed light on a surprising paradox. Protein deficiency continues to haunt rural India despite the accessibility and affordability of protein-rich foods. A recent study by the International Crops Research Institute for the Semi-Arid Tropics or ICRI SAT has revealed that more than two-thirds of households in India's semi-arid regions consume less protein than the recommended levels. This has led to a silent crisis known as hidden hunger, a condition where people's diet fails to meet essential nutritional requirements despite adequate food consumption as defined by the Food and Agriculture Organization or FAO. The study highlights key reasons behind this deficiency. While India produces a variety of protein-rich foods, their underutilization remains a concern. Pulses, dairy products and eggs are often overlooked due to cultural food habits, limited awareness of nutrition and financial constraints. Additionally, an over-reliance on cereal-heavy diets, primarily rice and wheat, has resulted in an imbalance of essential amino acids, leading to poor overall nutrition. The Public Distribution System or PDS, which has significantly improved calorie intake across rural households, has unintentionally contributed to this issue by promoting diets dominated by cereals rather than balanced nutrition. On a more positive note, the study found that households with educated women are more likely to include protein-rich foods in their daily diets, underscoring the importance of education in improving nutritional choices. Addressing these challenges requires a multifaceted approach. Experts recommend integrating nutrition education into public health programs and school curriculums to build awareness from an early stage. A one-size-fits-all strategy is not the answer. Instead, there is a growing need for region-specific interventions tailored to local dietary habits. Reforming the public distribution system to include protein-rich food items could be a game-changer in tackling this deficiency. Additionally, diversifying farming systems by encouraging the cultivation of nutrient-dense crops such as millets and legumes, along with the integration of dairy farming, could significantly improve protein consumption. ICRI SAT, established in 1972, has been at the forefront of agricultural research and innovation. Recognized as an international organization by the Government of India under the United Nations Privileges and Immunities Act of 1947, ICRI SAT envisions a prosperous, food-secure and resilient dryland tropics. Its mission is to reduce poverty, hunger, malnutrition and environmental degradation in these regions. In conclusion, with the right policies, education and agricultural strategies, the country can bridge this nutritional gap and ensure a healthier future for millions. Moving on, A parliamentary committee has recommended key measures to address the pressing issue of stubble burning and its related challenges. The committee examined the imposition of the Environmental Compensation or EC on farmers under the Commission for Air Quality Management in National Capital Region and Adjoining Areas Rules 2023, which was amended in 2024. Now, what exactly is this environmental compensation? It is a policy instrument aimed at protecting the environment based on the polluter pays principle, meaning those responsible for pollution must bear the cost of managing it. To tackle this issue effectively, the committee has suggested several measures. First, a unified national policy. The committee has emphasized the need for a comprehensive policy to integrate agricultural residue into bioenergy generation. This policy should address ex situ costs for crop residue management and promote the adoption of technologies such as bioethanol, compressed biogas, and biomass pellets. Second, economic incentives. The committee has called for a minimum support price or MSP for agricultural residue to encourage farmers to adopt sustainable practices. Third, strengthening governance and redressal mechanisms. The committee recommends appointing an authority to handle farmers' grievances related to erroneous or disputed challans, ensuring a fair and transparent process. Additionally, the committee has urged state governments to incentivize short-duration paddy varieties as an alternative to long-duration ones like PUSA 44. It also suggests evaluating the impact of ongoing crop diversification incentives under schemes like the Crop Diversification Plan. Moving forward, the recommendations also include the establishment of real-time mapping of crop acreage, forecasting of crop maturity and weather systems, and interim storage facilities in different districts for collecting crop residue. And finally, the committee stresses the need to utilize EC funds for promoting sustainable agriculture. These recommendations aim to create a balanced approach, ensuring environmental protection while addressing farmers' concerns. How these measures will be implemented remains to be seen. But for now, the focus is on finding long-term solutions to tackle the stubble burning crisis. As the world moves towards sustainable energy solutions, India's bioenergy potential is in the spotlight. During India Energy Week 2025, the country's progress and future prospects in this sector were discussed, emphasizing bioenergy as a key component of India's energy mix. But what exactly is bioenergy? It is a source of energy derived from biomass, the organic material that makes up plants. Biomass includes resources such as wood, dung, and charcoal, which have been used for energy for centuries. Broadly, bioenergy falls into two categories: traditional, which includes the combustion of raw biomass like wood and animal waste, and modern bioenergy, which refers to advanced forms such as liquid biofuels and biogas. India's role in bioenergy is growing rapidly. Currently, modern bioenergy contributes 13% to the country's total energy mix, and the share is expected to grow by 45% between 2023 and 2030. With an annual biomass production of around 750 million metric tons, India is projected to account for more than a third of the global energy demand growth. The country has also set key targets, including 20% ethanol blending by 2025 to 26, 5% biodiesel blending by 2030, and 5% compressed biogas or CBG blending by 2028 to 29. Bioenergy offers multiple benefits beyond energy production. One of the major advantages is that it reduces oil imports, helping India decrease its reliance on foreign oil sources. Additionally, bioenergy plays a crucial role in boosting farmers' income by providing them opportunities to grow bioenergy crops, thereby increasing their earnings. It also contributes to achieving net zero by striving for carbon neutrality by 2070, making it a key player in climate action efforts. Furthermore, bioenergy promotes a circular economy, ensuring that waste is efficiently utilized to create energy, reducing environmental impact. However, despite this promising potential, challenges remain. Inadequate feedstock supply, lack of public data on biomass availability, and limited storage options are some of the key hurdles in scaling up bioenergy adoption. To overcome these, experts emphasize the need for a centralized feedstock assessment, a national registry to track CBG production, and technical standards for biogas and biomethane facilities. To promote bioenergy, the Indian government has launched several initiatives. The National Bioenergy Program or NBP focuses on waste to energy, biomass and biogas projects. The National Policy on Biofuels 2018, revised in 2022, provides a strategic framework for biofuel development. Additionally, initiatives like SAT-AT or Sustainable Alternative Towards Affordable Transportation, Gobar Dhan Scheme or Galvanizing Organic Bioagro Resources, and the Pradhan Mantri G1 Yojana, which offers financial support for advanced biofuel projects, are accelerating the country's transition towards a cleaner and more sustainable energy future. As India strengthens its position in the global bioenergy sector, continued investment and policy support will be crucial in unlocking its full potential. In our next news, UNESCO has launched the Imagine a World with More Women in Science campaign. This initiative marks the 10th anniversary of the International Day of Women and Girls in Science and highlights the importance of diverse perspectives in scientific innovation. With the hashtag Every Voice in Science, the campaign aims to encourage greater participation of women in STEM fields and bring attention to the challenges they face. The United Nations General Assembly or UNGA declared February 11 as the International Day of Women and Girls in Science in 2015. However, despite ongoing efforts, the gender gap in science remains a major issue. Globally, women make up only 1/3 of the scientific community, and just 1 in 10 leadership roles in STEM are occupied by women. In India, progress has been made, with women constituting 43% of enrollments in STEM or science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and medicine. However, the number of women scientists in the country remains at just 18.6%, and only around 25% of research and development projects are led by women. Several challenges continue to restrict women's participation in science. Social and cultural norms often impose restrictive gender roles, discouraging girls from pursuing careers in STEM. The lack of visible female role models further limits aspirations, as young women do not see enough representation in leadership positions. Additionally, workplace inequality, biased work cultures, and limited opportunities for career advancement continue to create barriers for women in scientific community. To bridge this gap, UNESCO has put forward several recommendations. One of the key steps is to dismantle gender stereotypes in science by increasing the visibility of women role models, including the contribution of female scientists in school textbooks and ensuring equitable representation of women on boards, committees, and panels can encourage young girls to consider careers in science. Additionally, opening educational pathways for girls through the removal of gender bias from teaching materials and encouraging businesses to support women in science through corporate social responsibility initiatives are crucial measures. Creating a more inclusive workplace environment is equally important. Adopting policies that promote diversity and equity, taking strict action against gender-based violence, sexism, and sexual harassment, and ensuring more women hold leadership positions are necessary steps towards long-term change. By addressing these challenges, the campaign seeks to not only increase the participation of women in science, but also create a more innovative and inclusive future for all. While the road ahead may be long, initiatives like this serve as a reminder that every voice matters in science. Moving ahead, India's rich cultural heritage is facing a growing threat from climate change and extreme weather patterns. Rising temperatures, increasing pollution, and unpredictable natural disasters are putting several archaeological sites at risk. To combat this, the Archaeological Survey of India or ASI has been actively adopting climate-resilient measures along with legal and security initiatives to preserve these invaluable cultural landmarks. But how is ASI protecting these sites? First, through scientific methods. The ASI is using advanced treatments such as chemical, biocidal, and hydrophobic treatments to protect monuments from environmental damage. Second, technology-driven solutions. ASI has set up automated weather stations or AWS in collaboration with ISRO to monitor climatic conditions at these sites. Additionally, air pollution monitoring laboratories have been established at locations like the Taj Mahal to assess and minimize pollution-related damage. Third, disaster management preparedness. ASI, in collaboration with the National Disaster Management Authority or NDMA, has developed comprehensive disaster management guidelines covering risk assessment, disaster preparedness, and recovery plans. Legal protection is also crucial. Under the Ancient Monuments and Archaeological Sites and Remains Act 1958, ASI ensures that heritage sites remain protected from encroachments and misuse. To reinforce this, Section 30 of the Act imposes penalties on individuals or entities that cause damage or misuse these sites. Furthermore, superintending archaeologists have the authority to issue eviction notices under the Public Premises Eviction of Unauthorized Occupants Act 1971 to remove any encroachments. Security measures have also been strengthened. The Central Industrial Security Force, or CISF, has been deployed at various sites to ensure protection, while the National Conservation Policy of 2014 provides guidelines for the long-term conservation of monuments. Now, let's talk about the Archaeological Survey of India, or ASI itself. Founded in 1861, the ASI is the key organization responsible for protecting and maintaining archaeological sites of national importance. It operates under the Ancient Monuments Preservation Act of 1904 and the Ancient Monuments and Archaeological Sites and Remains Act of 1958. With these ongoing efforts, India is taking significant steps to conserve its historical treasures for future generations. However, with climate challenges on the rise, continuous monitoring and adaptive strategies remain crucial. In today's Personality in News, we turn our attention to Jagadish Chandra Bose. Recently, the Anusandhan National Research Foundation, or ANRF, announced the launch of the J.C. Bose Grant, or JBG, a new scheme to recognize the contributions of senior Indian scientists. Jagadish Chandra Bose was the first Asian to be awarded a US patent in 1904. He investigated radio-microwave optics and is considered the father of radio and wireless communication. Now, let's look at his contributions. Bose was the first person to prove that plants also have the ability to feel pain and affection. Among his key inventions, he developed the crescograph, a device used for measuring growth in trees, and invented the first wireless detection devices. Additionally, he founded the Bose Institute, a premier research institute, in 1970. Apart from his scientific contributions, he is also considered the father of Bengali science fiction. His literary works include the science paper on the similarity of responses in inorganic and living matter and the nervous mechanism of plants, as well as Niruddesher Kahani, or the story of the missing one. As we conclude today's main news, let's have a look at some quick updates. The RBI has directed state-owned banks to penalize companies for violating the Foreign Exchange Management Act, or FEMA 1999, by obtaining guarantees from overseas banks as per reports. FEMA 1999 replaced the Foreign Exchange Regulation Act 1973. Its objective is to facilitate external trade and payments while promoting the orderly development of the forex market. Madhya Pradesh has become the first state in the country to introduce a dedicated Global Capability Center, or GCC policy. GCCs are designed to leverage global talent pools and technological advancements in order to enhance organizational capabilities and drive business transformation. The 13th edition of the joint military exercise Ekuviren between the Indian Army and the Maldives National Defence Force has commenced in the Maldives. Exercise Ekuviren is a bilateral annual exercise conducted alternatively in India and the Maldives. Kerala has secured approval from the National Board for Wildlife to erect a check dam across the Seelandi River using forest land from Anamudi Shola National Park. The Seelandi River is a tributary of the Amaravati River, which in turn feeds the Kaveri River. The National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences celebrated its 50th Institute Day. The institute was established in 1972 in Bengaluru. Its mission is a tripartite one: delivering unparalleled patient care, conducting pioneering research, and imparting cutting-edge training. The Union Minister for Social Justice and Empowerment distributed PPE kits and Ayushman cards to sewer and septic tank workers under the Namaste, or National Action for Mechanized Sanitation Ecosystem scheme. The objective of the scheme is to formalize sanitation workers, promote mechanized cleaning, and ensure safety. The Madras High Court has directed the Tamil Nadu government to maintain communal harmony in the Tiruparankuntram Hill. The Tiruparankuntram Hill is located in Madurai district, where the rock-cut Tiruparankuntram temple is located. It was built in the 8th century during the reign of the Pandyas. A cow of the Ongole breed named Viatina 19 has set a record in Brazil by fetching 41 crores at an auction. The Ongole breed, also called the Nellore breed, belongs to Andhra Pradesh. The Ongole is a large-sized animal with a loosely knit frame. Before we sign off, let's challenge your understanding in today's installment of Test Your Learning. Thank you for joining us. We hope you found this episode of News Today engaging. For the solutions to the quiz and to access the PDF version of News Today, remember to visit the provided links in the description.